Hey everybody, I was working on my rear suspension yesterday, and while I was under there, dirt and dust was falling in my eyes. Someone left a comment saying, hey, clean your truck, it's a lot easier to work on. So today, I'm gonna clean my truck. But one of the things I wanted to go over, because I just got my latest Amazon purchase, was this new battery-powered vacuum I have. So I have done the battery-powered vacuums before. I'm pretty much invested in the DeWalt battery ecosystem, and I got this thing, and I am extremely underwhelmed by it. It makes a lot of noise, but it does not do a great job of vacuuming. I mean, it'll pick up dust and dirt if you put it like right over it. Now, these bigger shop vacs are phenomenal. They like 5 horsepower, wet dry vacs. They're really good. The hose is a little bit stiff, but I mean, that is what it is. And then the crevice tool, this is the one I have. It's a little too big to get to some of the spots. So then I bought the smaller Craftsman, easier to get around, but it's still not that great, and it's not nearly as powerful. This new one I got is, first of all, it's cordless. It uses a 21 volt battery. The brand is Seesii. I just found it. I did a bunch of research on Amazon, and this is the one I decided to go with. I didn't want to go with another DeWalt battery power just because of the experience I had with that one. And then the other thing with this one is it's pretty easy. I mean, all vacuums are pretty easy to actually take this off and turn it into a blower as well to dry off my truck. So I have used other blowers in the past. I have this, this is just a DeWalt compressor, uses the same battery, but it has one of the high flow blowers. But that's more for like filling up floats and stuff like that for your pool. It doesn't do a great job of blowing water off. I also have the Adams air cannon, which is phenomenal. Not only does this blow a ton of air, it also heats it up, so it does a really good job. But the problem with this is that the hose is so freaking long, and then when it powers up, it gets even longer. And if you're out here drying your truck, your driveway is probably soaking wet, and this thing gets all over the place and just gets super dirty and gross. Granted, I don't take it into my truck, so it's not getting it dirty, but it's just constantly nasty, and it's big and a little bit unwieldy. So today, I'm gonna wash my whole truck. I'm gonna use this to dry all the trim, like get all the stuff where the water drips down after. I'm gonna dry with a towel, but I'm gonna use this to blow it off. And I'm also gonna use this inside the truck to see how it compares. I know for a fact it's gonna beat out the DeWalt little shop vac thing. It's not gonna have as much suction as the 5 horsepower. It's gonna be pretty similar to Craftsman, but it's light and it's battery, so I can take it in there with me, and I'm not carrying a big old hose in there with me as well. So we'll see what happens. I also think the size of this crevice tool is gonna be perfect for cleaning all the crap my kids drop down in the seat cushions. So anyway, that's what the video is gonna be today. I'm gonna clean the wheels, I'm gonna clean the tires. I'm not gonna go through a whole detail. I'm just gonna try to get it nice and clean, and I'm gonna pressure wash the wheel wells really, really well, and then use this thing to dry everything and see how it works. So here's the before of how it looks. I mean, not too much under where the floor mat was, but still kind of dirty down in that crevice. This is just mud, so that's going to take some water and stuff, but trying to get this as clean as I can. Okay, so honest review on that. It is convenient. It is way more powerful than the other 20 volt DeWalt shop vac that I have, or little dustbuster, whatever you want to call it. It did not do a good job of getting like really ground in dirt and little pieces of like grass and stuff that are stuck in the weave of the carpet out. But even my big 5 horsepower has a hard time with that. You got to agitate it with something. I didn't put any shampoo or anything like that. So I would say in my own driveway, when I have an extension cord, I will probably bring out my big 5 horsepower vacuum for big jobs. But this thing is so darn convenient. I've been using it in the house a lot to pick up dog hair and stuff like that. So I would say mixed on this. If you're on the road, or if you're a multitasker like me, like you're taking your kids somewhere and you're just trying to keep yourself busy while you're there, this thing is great to have. In your own driveway, probably just use a plug-in one, but it did do a good job. I'm gonna go ahead and just start washing now and then use it as a blower, because I wanna see how well it does on that compared to some of the other ones I've used. I've used a regular leaf blower, I've used that air cannon, I've used my little compressor thing, and then I wanna see how well this thing does. So anyway, time to wash. All right guys, so I got the wash done. I started just by rinsing everything and then doing the wheels and tires. And I just used like a Turtle Wax wheel and tire cleaner. I didn't use anything else, no product to make it shiny. I just wanted it clean and black. Then I went through and used a product called Total Wash, which is, it's pretty good, but it's definitely not a one-stop shop. I know I did a review on it earlier. I said it was pretty good. The more I use it, it leaves a lot of weird like spots behind. So I do that to get the initial dirt and grime off. And then I went and rinsed it, and then I came back with Chemical Guys Hydro Suds, which is one of my favorite soaps. It foams up really, really well. It leaves like a water-beating coat on top of it. It's not a full-on wax, but it definitely leaves a little bit behind. Then I rinse that off. Then I go through and do my initial dry with a towel. And then I'm gonna come back. Normally I'd use my blower, but today I'm gonna try using this Seesii cordless vacuum with the hose on the output side now. So when I turn it on, it'll be blowing air out. And it has two modes, a low and a high. I'm just gonna go straight to high. All right, so it is definitely not as powerful as my air cannon. It's more powerful than the inflator tool that I've used before. It is more powerful than one of those tiny handheld blowers that you can get that supposedly goes to like 400,000 RPM or something with a tiny little impeller. I have one of those to clean my computer keyboard. But I don't use this to blow all the water off big surfaces. I do it to get out of the crevices, so then I can come back with a towel and get all that water so it's not dripping down once I start driving again. So I'm gonna go around the rest of the truck and get the door handles, the mirrors, my lights, all the little cracks that water will drip down from and then leave water spots with the vacuum. And I'll take my towel with me because normally I just blow it out of the crack and then I wipe it as it's going down the body panel. If you had like an amazing ceramic coat on your vehicle, you could blow it all off with like a big old leaf blower or something like that. I never did that. I probably should have, but I've already put some, pinstripes down the side on the trails and stuff, so I figure it's a little too late for that now. But anyway, this vacuum is a pretty awesome little thing to keep in your truck, but it does not replace an actual air can. It doesn't replace an actual like big plug-in 5 horsepower shop vac, but it does do a better job than the smaller shop vac I have, and it absolutely does a better job than that tiny little DeWalt dust buster that I have. So I'm still really happy that I got it. And I think one of the coolest things about this is I'm pretty much invested in the DeWalt battery because I've got all sorts of those things. But this is a new battery, so I've got 2 of the 4 amp hours, and they also sell a 12-inch chainsaw, and it's really affordable. It's like 90 bucks, and I already have the battery, so I'm gonna get that as well just to keep in my truck, because right now I have a handsaw, and it does a pretty good job, but when I'm out on the trail and a tree comes down or something, a chainsaw makes it so much easier to get that out of the way. I don't own a chainsaw yet. I don't want to keep a gas-powered chainsaw in my truck, just because gas over a while just goes bad if you don't keep stay-bil in it, and you got to keep rotating it through, and like once a year. I don't plan on using this chainsaw a lot, but I will always have batteries for other things in my truck, so I figure that's a good other thing to get in this battery ecosystem. But that's really it. The brand is Seesii. I did some research online. There's a lot of different ones out there. This one had a lot of good reviews. Now that I've used it, I will say for a 20-volt battery-powered vacuum, it is plenty strong. It can clean the interior of your car. It can blow off some air and stuff like that if you're trying to get water out of crevices, but it's not going to replace an actual like car detailing vacuum or a car detailing blower or anything like that. So if that's what you're looking for, you'd be disappointed in this. If you're looking for a very small, light, pretty capable little vacuum, I would say go with this one over the DeWalt, for example. And then the corded ones are great, but you got to have a power supply for it. So to me, this thing's the way to go. I'm going to go ahead and finish up here. That's it. Tomorrow, now that the truck is clean, I'm going to get those airbags installed. I figured out what I'm going to do with the brake line, so I'm all set. Should have that done tomorrow and the video up either Friday night or Saturday morning. So thanks for watching, everybody. Cheers. I'm going to finish drying. Quick update, I want to give this Seesii vacuum a fair shake. I was using an almost dead battery for the blowing around at the beginning. I changed the battery out. I'd been using it in the house for like an hour and a half. I put the fully charged one in there and it probably blew 40% harder than it was before. Still nothing like the actual Adams air cannon that I have, but that is a dedicated car drying blower. That's what it's for, and it actually has like a knob to turn it up and down, and it's like twice as big as this thing. So I do think if you're looking for a battery powered portable shop vac, this thing is a pretty good way to go. I'll put the link to the one I bought in the description in case you're curious about it. But if you're dedicated to a current like battery ecosystem already, like DeWalt or Milwaukee or Ryobi or something like that, I mean, maybe stick with that. But to be honest, I like some of the other tools that these guys have. And then the other thing about this is the battery management system seems to be in the battery on this, as opposed to DeWalt, where the battery management system is in the tool. So when the battery voltage goes low, the tool is what shuts it off. In this one, the battery is what shuts it off. That's not important if you're using these batteries in the tool as intended. It's important if you want to do some other stuff like I have done in the past, where I wire up my kid's Hot Wheel with a 20-volt DeWalt battery, and I ruined a battery because the battery management system was not in that, and it drained it so low that it wouldn't charge again. This Seesii will actually cut power out before it goes too low because the battery management system is in the battery itself. Just something to think about. I mean, take it for what it's worth. All right, guys, that's it for today. Tomorrow, I'm gonna get this thing back up on the lifts, and now that it's clean, I won't be getting dust in my eyes. I'm gonna get the airbags on here. Have a great night. Cheers.
It's over!